Hi guys!
Hi!
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas. Well, you don't even look like you're in Christmas
Merry
clothes.
Christmas!
I came here like this. I didn't, and then it didn't even dawn on me till I was at a stoplight and the guy next to me was just staring and I'm like, what is his... Oh.
Like, wow,
Yeah.
this guy's really
He's
into
like
me.
really into me. I just look so good today.
You're drinking like the hottest, warmest drink, and I'm drinking an iced coffee.
Because you're having hot flashes.
Menopause?
Menopause. Oh no, don't say that. Yes, she invited me back into her home.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What a day.
What a day.
What a day. Well, if you don't know Charmaine, this is Charmaine.
Hi, I'm Charmaine. Nice to meet you, everyone here on Alice's channel.
Introduce
Hello.
yourself.
Hi.
Say a little bit about yourself.
My name is Charmaine, but you can call me Sherman. I am 34 years old. Am I 34?
I have to think about this every time I think about my age. I am 30.
6? I don't want to get this wrong.
23, 36, yeah. So
In
you're
2
30,
years, okay.
Yeah, okay.
And that's it. And I'm
Happy
34 years
birthday!
old.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
This is
What are we doing today?
part 4 of our Who Grows It Better series.
Who growed it?
Okay,
better?
do you guys think it should be Who Grew It Better, Who Grows It Better, or Who
growed it better?
Grooted it better?
I feel like grows it is...
I guess it's like an ongoing thing, but
Yeah.
like if we're saying who's grown it better up until now,
Yeah.
Anyways.
Who's grown it better? Who's grown it better?
You guys seem to quite enjoy the series, so we thought we'd do a little Christmas one for you guys. We have 8 comparisons to make, and this time we're only gonna do this video on my channel. So Charmaine's doing a completely different video on her channel where you're talking about influencer icks that we have. So I will link it in the description once it goes up, but if you're watching this the day it goes live, it's not going to be there yet, so just stay tuned. So if you guys haven't watched this series before, it's basically exactly how the title suggests. We show 2 plants that we both own and kind of acquired around the same size and who's been growing it better, so we can compare growing conditions, growth techniques, habits, schedules, things like that. So it's kind of like a little fun game where we can like vote on who won each round and for you guys to see how different growing conditions, substrates, and stuff like that can affect the plant. Okay, so the first one, we got this plant April of this year or something like that?
Yeah, earlier this year.
Sorry, I need to keep an eye on.
She's got her mom ears right now.
Still got a puppy. We're pretty good with potty training, but
Yeah, he's pretty good.
he's adolescents. They
He's-
start to like
Yeah, he's testing her a little bit.
test. Should I
He's
pee?
pushing it. He's pushing it a little bit.
He's a very good boy,
He
actually.
is. He's mature for his age.
Yeah.
He hangs
As
out
he
with
cries.
older people. Don't call me that.
He's like, they're talking about me.
God.
Okay, so back to the
outfits.
pally.
Yeah, so we acquired it earlier this year. We got it from the
Tropicals pop-up
Plants show.
Well, okay, so we're talking about
We're like talking about it without.
our Philodendron, the narrow one. We each owned a Philodendron before this, but we were really enamored by like the very narrow types. So you had pre-ordered one because you were sick of your pally and how like kind of finicky it was.
Yeah, I was just kind of over it. So I pre-ordered it, but
And
I
then-
kind of wish I didn't.
Why again?
Because the ones at the show were bigger.
Oh yeah, but yours is so.
It's very...
They're like needles. They're
this
so
one-
narrow.
I think, I can't remember which one was the last leaf. I feel like this was the biggest leaf on it when I got it. Like it was really kind of small.
It's
But I
so
just
cute.
loved how like
It
dagger
looks
they
like
were.
when someone makes a big thing into miniature clay. Like,
Oh yeah, they shrunk it. And there's a
Yeah.
new leaf. I didn't even notice.
oh gosh, it looks like it's gonna be a big one. It's huge for an emergent leaf. It's still curled up.
Well, let's freaking hope so. I mean, this is the last one on it, so we're getting somewhere. But look at, it's like, she's so skinny. She's thin.
So skinny, like
thin.
way skinnier than mine, and mine is already quite narrow.
But yours is humongous. What was the leaf, the import leaf on, the last import leaf on it?
The lowest one down would have been this one, like the oldest leaf. Wait, let's compare. This one's actually really narrow too.
Yeah, it's super narrow.
Oldest?
But no, the
the oldest on the
one
plant.
is, yeah, like
This
look
one.
at this guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this one.
Mm-hmm.
But like a lot of the lower leaves fell off and they were, oh no, look, this one.
Oh, it's so cute. It's so cute.
It's still, I actually haven't lost any leaves on this plant since I imported it.
We should just cross our narrow ones and see how many narrows we can get out of it. It'd be so cute.
That would be fun.
Because
Mine's like
if
a little dingleberry.
Like, if you think about how strappy it is at such a tiny age, like this is already a strap, right? It's not like a little spade
like a seedling.
shape.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting. It's almost like it would be like a clone or something, not like...
So mine was maybe the same amount of leaves, but slightly longer leaves when I got it.
I was tempted to buy another one at the show. I was like, they're so long.
Every
and
time there's
strappy.
always Philodendrons every show.
I know. I mean, I was just glad that I got one in general. Plus, it's not like I have like all the space in the world.
That's true. This one is my newest leaf. It's still hardening off. As you can see, it's like still super floppy.
So long.
It's actually quite long.
Yeah, it's really long.
I love this one even more than my original Philodendron. I'm so glad we got it.
I do too. I mean, my original one is finally starting to like act right. Like the new leaf on it is probably like this long now.
But like
wider.
Yeah. Is it flowering yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Oh,
flower coming out on this one?
No. I feel like it's too small still.
Like, these things flower, they're like forgetty eyes. Like I
They
have
flower so often.
the one that I snapped on camera. If you guys watched that, when I like accidentally broke the top off and it had no roots. Now it's rooted and has 3 flowers coming out at the same time.
Oh my gosh.
3.
What
Why?
the frick?
See, this one has pollen on it. I was trying to wait.
It's like invisible.
I wanted to pollinate it, but I just, it's so hard to see when the inflow is receptive or it like never gets receptive. Because I was checking on it like every day, every other day, and I couldn't see any fluid, and then just suddenly pollen came out. And they kind of grow really slow. Like it takes like more than a month for it to like even open up.
Oh, interesting. It's funny because it's like such a big plant, but the inflow is like a little nubbin guy.
Yeah.
He's so tiny. Looks like a little corn
And
dog.
they always like go upright like that. So where are you growing yours? On your your living room shelf. I remember seeing it there.
This one has never seen a greenhouse before. I just went straight to a shelf.
I think our substrate is the same. Tree fern.
Yeah, tree fern, perlite.
Do you have a pond layer?
No,
Or leca?
no leca layer.
I just moved this from straight tree fern without any leca layer to tree fern soil. Sometimes I have to check if there's soil in it to see if there's like the mushroom.
I think mine has soil in it too. I can't remember the last time that I just like potted something straight in tree fern.
And was this like what you rooted when you imported it?
It's
so you had
just been in this cup.
Oh, were you hanging this at some point, or is this like a reused?
No, it was a reused one. Actually, maybe I did hang it. Actually, this could have been at one point in my big EXO with no doors.
So I used to have it. I acclimated mine in a smaller cup than you. It's like it was like just a coffee cup, like a slim iced coffee cup, and then I just recently moved it. So it wasn't like much bigger, but at least it's taller.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of hard to grow pallies without it like hitting the bottom of something or hitting like things below it.
You have to like always like put it on a shelf or like hang it somewhere. Because I was worried that like maybe the leaves that it came with were narrow because of whatever growing conditions they had, but it's like very clear that it's just a super narrow pally.
Okay, he's just checking himself out. I was gonna check to see if you had pulled your sheets off.
No.
It's not really a comparison, a direct comparison, because they were like different sizes when we first got them, and we're pretty much doing the same thing with them, except that I'm now growing, well, I've been growing it since day 1 in my EXO, which is not sealed for humidity, so it's probably just slightly higher than ambient. I guess yours is so narrow, more narrow than mine, and then mine's longer.
I wonder if it'll start to look like yours though as it gets bigger, because like this is the newest leaf on it, and it's like,
yeah. Oh, it's so nice. It's so glittery actually. Yours is more, look, whoa.
oh yeah.
I don't know if you're gonna be able to show it on camera, but
I don't
it's like
think I will.
glitter.
Yeah, it looks like you just like doused it in glitter.
I kind of doubt it's gonna show up, but in person it looks like,
Maybe.
yeah, frosted.
Yeah, I feel like we just lucked out with these. I'm so glad that we decided to get new pallies.
Yeah, and Jing also got one at the same show. Like,
Yeah.
you have to get one. We
I don't know if you were planning to get a pally or if like you saw it at the show and you were like, Oh my god.
I think I saw it at the show because I would have pre-ordered it with you.
Oh,
if I
that's
had
true.
planned on it.
That's true. But good thing you didn't.
I think you were just going for Pally, and I was like, well, I have one. It's fine. I don't need one. And then I saw the super narrow ones.
This was supposed to just be a backup in case my original one ever tanked. Your son is very upset.
I know. This is why I don't film down here. I know it's like repetitive to see my plant room all the time, but I'm in there by myself. No one's bothering me.
There's a lot going on down here.
Yeah.
I think people don't realize like how much focus it takes to like concentrate when you're filming and talking about plants and to keep a train of thought.
And
but
to
then
think that someone is hearing, or like not a human.
Yeah.
So if like Vince was in the room with you, if Garen was in the room with me, I would just be like second guessing everything.
And then just like the slightest noise, at least for me, it just my thought just gets completely derailed, and I'm like, wait, what was I talking about again?
Yeah.
It's just frustrating, especially like when we're filming these like 1.5, 2 hour long videos, and then like the filming day gets just dragged on so much longer.
Oh yeah, yeah. And like you get frustrated, so you keep messing up even more.
I know.
It's too much. I know. I would love to film in here more often, but this just takes a lot out of me.
So anyway, here are the Pallies. I mean, obviously Alice's is much larger than mine.
I'm actually really proud that you're growing this one without any issues. And actually, let's compare who grew more leaves. Do you remember?
Yeah, actually, I can't be for sure which one is my last one either. I'm not even joking.
I'm gonna say that I grew a maximum of 4 leaves.
I want to say either 4 or 5 for me.
So you probably grew more leaves. I grew bigger leaves.
Yeah.
Now, when was this?
Oh gosh. I think also in the beginning of this year, like in the spring, right? Because we did
May-ish?
Because I did a video on it, and I know it was sometime before the summer. And it was like kind of
I remember
cool
I wore my blue sweater in that video at the shop.
But it was like kind of starting to get warm. I feel like it was in the spring.
May. Let's say May.
Yeah, let's say May.
So we imported one. This is Monstera Burley Marks Flame. And we split it. So I rooted... Did I even root the top for you? No, I think I did a little bit.
I think it had like a root. Like I got started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I air layered it. And then I chopped the top for her. And it was in tree fern because we both decided to go for tree fern acclimation. Mine has grown beyond my wildest dreams because a lot of people who were the first to own this plant were like, it's so slow, you get a leaf a year, and like it's super finicky.
But no, it's actually been pushing a lot of leaves, and mine is already working on another one.
Oh, mine just pushed this out. This one's still soft.
But it's interesting because it's like mine's the top cutting, but like our leaves are like basically the same size, like all new growth from
I had this fenestrated leaf was from the bottom. So it was it's funny because your bottom leaf should have fenestration, but it didn't.
This was the leaf that I got.
Yeah. So basically I went from this leaf and then it went to let's show your lowest one. So it kind of lost a little bit of maturity for some reason, but that's kind of big. And then
yeah, it's a big leaf. Then it pushed out this guy. Hello. This little teeny tiny thing. And then this one. So
like this one is not a bad size. And then I grew this one. So yeah, it's pushed 3 leaves in what, 6 months?
Yeah, I mean, the consensus with like people that follow me were saying like, yeah, it's such a beautiful plant, but it hardly grows, and like you're not gonna get a lobster claw in like ever. I mean, I still
like
haven't
it's like
seen
very mixed experiences depending on maybe where you got it from.
I'm kind of tempted to move this into my tent for some reason. I just want to see some growth.
Here's the thing, like I don't mind the juvenile leaves at all because I think that's so cool and like how thick they are.
Yeah.
The single fenestration claw is really cool.
They're cool.
The only thing is like they have a tendency to kind of all face upwards a little bit, which I know we kind of both are annoyed with.
So yeah, I would say that like it's impressive that her bottom cutting has so many new leaves and they're so big. Yeah, we pushed pretty much the same amount of leaves.
3?
4 for me.
Oh.
4 for me.
Oh, that's nice.
And this one is You can tell it's been getting more light green. She's pergonant.
Oh yeah, and you're
Oh yeah.
tree
So
fern.
tree fern soil, lots of perlite.
Like at the bottom. Actually, the
Preserve.
same. I repotted this from a coffee cup to this giant thing about a month ago.
Damn, those
Tree fern
roots.
soil.
Those roots
Tree
are
fern soil, man.
juicy. Yeah, these roots are actually quite large.
And it's rooted into your pole, right?
Yeah,
Like
mine
what I
just
saw.
mine just started. Oh, sorry, did I slap
Okay,
you?
no.
I actually had a hard time figuring out like where it was gonna root from, but I don't really see any new aerial roots poking out, but it's like really, really sort of like pressed against that pole, so I can't see anything. But there's only like new roots kind of at the bottom. I'm not really seeing any new roots sort of up here, but hopefully soon. And it's a tree fern fiber moss in my pole.
Oh yeah, same. Tree fern fiber moss.
Look at us go.
And it's starting. Because I also had to move it because it had grown like kind of sideways. It almost crawled a little bit that way. And it was like just next to the pole. So I had to reposition mine.
I know, I had to reposition mine like 3 times.
Yeah. And then I just decided to use the giant vessel. And just watch. I'm going to have to repot this in like 2 months.
Probably. I think I'll probably repot mine in the beginning of spring.
You're growing yours in an exo?
Yes, mine is growing in my exo that's not sealed up at the top. So really none of my exos are sealed. I really only keep it in there because it's like easier for me to spray the poles.
Not your open exo, right?
Not the open exo, the one next to it. So
There's a
36
fight
tall.
breaking out in my kitchen.
Yeah, they're going at it.
But you could
sweat.
water this setup with a watering can because it's not moss. So you
Yeah.
don't technically have to spray it.
But I think I want to move this into my tent.
Like make sure you give it a ton of light because you don't want it to start getting long petioles.
Oh yeah.
I can see it get annoying.
I mean, these petioles are already like 1,000,000 miles long. Like, look at these.
This is the coolest mutation of Monstera ever.
It's the best one.
It's the best.
It's the best one out
Yeah.
there. I don't care what anyone says. It's the best one.
So very, very almost identical growing conditions, except my tent is more humid and warm.
Yours is in your tent.
Oh, did I not say that? It's in my tent.
I'm putting mine in my tent.
Yeah, so it's about to be like identical growing conditions.
Gonna be identical. So I would say maybe put it in higher humidity, higher temperature if you want some like faster growth. Because yeah, from hers growing from a bottom cutting and us basically growing the same amount of leaves is impressive.
When Lauren was acclimating these at the shop, she put them really close to the light and they don't burn. They can really take
They
a
don't
lot.
bleach,
and
yeah.
they rooted so fast.
They did.
The
They were
ones-
way easier than the Spiritus.
Yeah, they were actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, way easier than Spiritus. And
I
Spiritus
found-
has that reputation for being.
Oh my god,
hard.
my Spiritus rotted like 3 times already.
That's so weird.
I know. I don't know. And it was like in tree fern fiber and perlite, which is like my safe mix.
Yeah, how does something rot in tree fern fiber and perlite? It just doesn't make sense.
Dog,
Hey, Animal Planet. Quit it.
what's happening? Quiet on set.
This is like nap time. This is prime nap time right now.
I think it's because I'm here.
And they
Trying to
can't.
show off. Any takeaways?
I
from
feel
this?
like it's a tie,
Yeah,
right?
it's a tie. But if there's anything I'm taking away from this, I'm putting mine in my tent.
Really?
It's going right in the tent when we get home, buddy.
Yeah, and blast it.
Yeah.
I wonder if. Okay, so Kevin Hakuna La Planta. I want to actually just take a look at his again because I want to see if he's able to do like this, up like front facing
front
leaves.
facing.
Mine actually is facing more forward. So if you know my tent, there's like that bottom area where I grow a lot of seedlings and it's right in the corner and it has a light kind of above it but in front and then another light a little bit farther back. So maybe you
that's
could
why.
actually, because this new leaf doesn't count, but these two are facing slightly more forward.
Yeah,
than
mine
yours.
are because like in my exo, it's only getting light from the top.
And in your tent you have the vertical ones,
have the
right?
vertical ones,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay, so it's going in your tent then.
All right, that's the fate.
A tie.
Next plant.
Okay, next plant. I already
Obviously.
lost. Alocasia scalarum.
I love this plant so much.
I like it too, but I don't know what else I could give it. I don't give it a ton of attention.
Well, that can be. That's
But maybe
probably
I
one
need to
thing.
give it pun. I've only ever grown it in soil.
Dude, your rhizome is freaking thick. Oh my god, it's like
What?
a baseball bat. It's way thicker than mine.
Really?
Look at it, how freaking thick yours is. That's wild.
There's a little baby.
I know, I saw it in the picture yesterday. I have a little baby too, but it's slightly bigger.
It looks actually like a scalarum.
I used to actually this is 3 plants, so this is a second plant.
Did you grow that from a corm?
Yeah, it just sprouted and I just kept it in here.
Oh, it's huge.
I know. 2 and then 3. It used to have 4, but I plucked that one out because it wasn't doing well.
Starting from the beginning, we got this plant. I was in Montreal when you got it. So you got like 2, right?
Uh-huh. One for me and one for you. Someone did a run.
Oh, yeah,
And typically I never pay anyone to like do these runs, but it was just fate. I saw this plant on Instagram literally the day before and was like, that is the most beautiful alocasia I've ever seen.
But you've seen it before, for sure. I know you have. Because I had known about this alocasia for a while, and we know the same things.
Oh, maybe. And
But
then
you probably
literally
saw
the
it
next
again,
day
yeah.
it like ended up at our stores and I was like, yeah, we need it. We need it badly. And they were already like a good size when we got them.
They were like that big.
Yeah.
Like
It wasn't
the
like
shape
a
of it was already like scalprum shape,
Scalarum,
dark
like
green.
super dark.
I've grown it in soil since day 1.
With drainage?
With drainage? Yes, with drainage. And then when I potted it into this pot, I like used very little amendments, like very little chunky amendments, so it's like pretty fine. Oh yeah, I was saying that we were battling spider mites.
Oh yeah. So this is it looking like okay now after spider mites. Before it looked so bad. Like I chopped off pretty much every single leaf and didn't show it on socials.
Okay, look, just compare the size of my leaf with her leaf. That's insane.
Not that much bigger.
That's insane. It's like double the size.
It's really interesting though, because sometimes I'll get these monster leaves.
so nice.
And then the next one is like this big, and I'm like,
Yeah, that's
"Can
true.
we-" Like, why does it do that? I
This
don't
plant,
understand.
my plant used to be bigger. I don't know if I
It
ever
did.
gotten, not anything this big.
Maybe
something-
like this.
yeah, somewhere in
Right.
between these two.
But spider mites really set this thing back. Like,
Yeah, but as far as alocasias go, it's like a pretty tough one.
oh my gosh, yeah. Like, if any of my other alocasias got attacked as bad as this one did, it would have been a stump. But this one just was like, it actually showed very little damage for a long time. Like, I couldn't even see the spider mites on there. I didn't see the damage. It wasn't until it was so bad that I was like, oh, there's spider mites on it.
Yeah,
That's nice.
there probably are still leaves on here that had spider mites, and this is the only damage I see, and that's doesn't look like spider mite damage to me. It looks like late watering, underwatering,
Yeah.
inconsistent watering.
Pond and no drainage has been kind of my go-to with alocasia in general. just
Why did I
'cause
use soil? It's like you growing your dark phoenix in soil. Like
maybe-
what was
maybe-
going through my
maybe you
mind?
didn't have pond or something.
Or maybe I didn't want to transition the alocasia from soil to pond.
I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm scared of alocasia roots.
It's fine. You don't need to shed all those roots. Like,
gonna be
if I
okay.
took this out and put it into an adjacent vessel in the same substrate, it's gonna be like, no, I don't want these roots anymore. You guys, I'm so sorry.
They're very, very hyper today.
Yeah,
They're just showing off.
they weren't so bad the last time I filmed in here, but you weren't here. So Charmaine, 100% won. I think you're gonna always win the scalprum round.
No. But
Don't-
maybe in the spring you think about transitioning.
That's a slippery slope. If you are like, oh, I'll do it in the spring, and then like by springtime you have like 40 different like procrastination projects.
Yeah. Oh my lord.
Okay,
These
alocasia
children.
scalprum, you won. Next plant is 2 plants from the same seed batch. So they're not exactly the same plant, but we got them as seeds. So this is Tofu Anthurium, a cross between Jing's Tofu Anthurium, a no ID endo hybrid.
My best guess is a mag ace.
At one point, it had somewhat of fused sinus on. It randomly will produce a fused sinus or semi-fused.
true.
So I think there's Forgetii in there, and maybe like Pappy. That's my guess.
Whatever it is, it's a beautiful
Yeah,
hybrid.
and it's
such
so
a
even
cool
like
plant.
on the plant itself, it's quite variable between the leaves. So this seed batch has been wild.
Insane. Like,
It wasn't the biggest yield, so unfortunately we don't have a lot. Oh yeah, and the parent, sorry, the the Poland parent is my dark forgetii that doesn't
hence
really have
tofu getii.
Tofu
And
getii.
the reason we call it a tofu Anthurium is because she grew it in a tofu container.
Yeah, like one of those, you know, like those Asian soft tofu, like dessert tofu.
Yeah.
Buckets. It's crazy how different they look. I gave one seedling to Natasha, who we might often see in our comments. So I gave it to her as like just like a sprouted seedling, maybe with like a couple of leaves, and she posted a photo of it in the Anthuriums group.
Do you have a picture of it?
Yeah, I'll pop it in right now. It's so crazy. It has like this like wide V-shaped sinus. It's really dark. The veining is very minimal. And just look how like veiny mine is compared to yours.
And yours is like pretty pebbly too.
Yeah, and
It's really pebbly and like abby. So has abs.
yeah, and like the veins are so like horizontal.
And
it
like-
always has a little red sinus.
And look how different this, in general, the sinus is just so different. Mine has like a labia. It's got like
And
this,
yours goes this way.
yeah. I
Your-
love this plant so much. I can't even.
It's so cute.
I can't wait to chop it. I feel like you guys need a cutting of this one.
Jing was recently, she was like, should I chop tofu or like up pot it and like flower it again so we could do this hybrid again? And I voted to not chop, but I would love a piece of tofu.
As
This
much as
tofu
I
is
would
really
love
pretty.
it, I think if we can get like one more yield from
One
it
more,
before
one more
it's
tofu
chopped,
get it, yeah, because this was a good,
It is such a good
and
cross.
every seedling looks so different. I have 2 more upstairs.
You
I'll-
have more tofu getii?
Yeah, should I go grab one?
Yeah.
I'll grab my other one.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, little doggy. Now he's calm. All he wanted was to see his mother. Doug is like side-eyeing me. So cute. I want to put him in my pocket. Oh, so much smaller.
So much
Oh my
smaller.
god, they're
Yeah.
so tiny. And this is what we mean when we say there are weaker seedlings.
Okay, so this is what a runt looks like.
Oh my ass.
It looks like a Burly Marks flame. Like the
What
shape of
the
those leaves.
heck?
It's interesting
It's
though,
so
right?
red though.
Yeah, but right now it's just like a teardrop.
Yeah, it's so narrow. Doug didn't cry at all when you were upstairs. I think they just want you. Very, very narrow. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it has like lemonade pink venation. It's so cute.
And then like this leaf is really
So
roughly.
wavy. It's just too bad it's a runt because
Yeah.
these tend to be a biatch to grow, whether it's like getting like nice leaves on it.
Get it to
get it to-
upsize.
Yeah, rotting. It's just in general, it's just they're just a lot weaker.
And then this one is smaller. I think this was growing in a communal pot with this one, and this one just kind of like took off, and this one stayed a little bit smaller. So when I separated them, this one's in tree fern, just tree fern. It looks really different too. Like the
So
sinus
crazy.
is more of that like wide
It looks
V
very
shape.
mag to me.
Yeah, I could see
I
that.
could see mag in it.
But the emergent leaves on this one stay more red
Mm-hmm.
for longer. So variable. Like it doesn't even look like the same plant. It's crazy.
Not at all. But it's such a good one. If you have one of these plants, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, we've gotten so many amazing Anthurium this year, but this is like top 5 for me.
You love that? Yeah, it's a
this
really cute
so
one.
much.
It's very consistent.
I know.
The funny thing is like ours look completely different, but they're very consistent from leaf to leaf. Mm-hmm. But the tofu is so inconsistent.
I know.
But every leaf, see, look at that leaf, and then look at this leaf. They look pretty identical. And then this new leaf looks like it's going to be the same shape.
I
as
love
well.
how pink your sinus is. I think,
And-
I mean, mine is too, but I feel like yours is like pinker. Like I have like a tinge of it, but yours is like, it's like bright
Oh,
pink.
yeah, true. Yours is also really consistent in the leaf shape.
Yeah, like this sign, you guys, I can't, it's the sinus that does it for
Yeah,
me.
it's the little
It's
keyhole
so
and it
cute.
comes out
It
this
just
way.
like puckers a little bit. Like look at it from the back. It's so cute.
Yeah, I can't wait for that one to get big. I think I don't need you to chop that for me. Just get it to size up so you can enjoy it. Like you don't want to stall that
Yeah.
process more.
And it would be fun to get this one to flower too. I would love to self this if I could. But I would say like ours, we probably got a seedling that's like the same strength because it's like almost the same size pretty much.
And it can hold on to a lot of leaves.
Yeah. I literally ripped off like 3 of the lower leaves before I came here because they were just like
oh yeah.
But it holds on. It's like it doesn't like yellow super fast.
Yeah, this one's like such an easy one. I still have it growing in my tent. But I don't think it needs to be growing in my tent just because it's a pretty strong one.
Mine is in, I think mine is in pond. Yeah, mine's in pond. I thought it was in soil.
Oh, interesting. Pond. Okay, mine's recently moved to tree fern soil maybe about 3 to 4 weeks ago.
Lots of roots.
They love tree fern soil.
There is like nothing like tree fern roots.
It's so good. They're so fast too. It's like they appear in like a day.
No, like seriously, like you'll repot something and then the next day you'll see like a bright new root on the side. You're like, wait, it happened so fast.
So this one is also a tie, but it's mainly just to show you how different the seed batch is. And like there's so many people asking for Tofu Anthurium.
I know.
People really want it, and we're gonna try to do this hybrid again. Because it's not like we're trying to recreate something specific. We're just trying to reproduce like this wild batch of plants that like look nothing like each other. All right.
Anyway, that was a good one. Just so happy to show my Tofu Anthurium any chance I can.
It's so weird, right? Small it looks like it was a bigger plant shrunken down.
Yeah, but it's cool. I like how narrow like the leaves are. I think you should try to really like invest your time to.
Yeah, now this is in a dome, and I uppotted it from. Okay. So like Jean gave it to me in like a little cup like that big, and it had a drainage hole in it. And in tree fern, so like it was always drying out. I think it's just
so funny to think that like this could come from the same seed batch, like harvested at the same time and potted at the same time.
Yeah, and like for how old this plant is,
so small.
At least a year, right? Yes. At least a year, and it's
so tiny,
microscopic. Okay, we have more anthuriums to show you. Okay, speaking of hybrids made by our friends, if you follow Lauren or North Shore Tropicals, you might have heard of Vag-Lux. So Vag it was a nickname given to a very crystal Hopi looking like crystal mag forgetii, because it sometimes fuses a sinus or like as a semi-fused sinus. So one time, one leaf had labia.
It had a little pecker.
Right at the back here. So Anna at the shop nicknamed it Vag, and then they crossed that with Lux. And Crystal Mag Forgetii Lux is like such a long name, so they just started calling it Vag-Lux. When did we get this? Last year?
Did we get it at the same time?
I think we got little sprouted seedlings from her. I don't remember when this was though.
I mean, you know me with Anthurium. I was like, no, I don't have a Vag-Lux.
Oh, here it is.
Oh yeah, I do.
It was one of her like very oldest Lux hybrids.
Yeah.
Because I remember she did Meg first. I don't know.
And some of the Vages that have been coming out of that batch
huge.
Have been huge. But then some of them are tiny. I honestly feel like I got kind of a weaker seedling because before this leaf, there were like 2 other leaves that came out that just shriveled and did nothing. Like I've
never
kind
expanded?
of, yeah, like I've kind of just struggled with this one a bit. I mean, it's in a really tiny vessel, but that's because the roots always kind of rot on me.
Oh, really? What do you have
like
it growing in right now?
Tree fern fiber soil.
So mine is in tree fern soil now, but it was in tree fern fiber. No, it was in one of those like really tiny dessert cups for a long time, and it was just like kind of stalling. So this was like one of my like upsize, like 3 times the size kind of crusades.
Yeah.
And it really filled out that pot. All these like tree fern soil repots were like within the last month-ish.
That's crazy. There's so many roots. I thought about doing an upsize, but I'm scared of this plant because I've rotted it so many times. Yeah. And it used to be in the pot with drainage. You know, the square pots. Yeah. And it hated in there. So I moved it to no drainage. And it's been okay. Like I managed to grow this leaf. But
and it's
like,
an upsize.
Yeah.
Quite a big one too.
But in general, this plant has just given me so much grief.
I don't know why my leaves are going. Like it's not wanting to hold on to those ones.
I feel like there's
Interesting.
just some plants out there that do that. Like the cycle of the life cycle of the leaves are just much faster. Like
Yeah.
they grow and die a lot faster.
As long as it's like growing at least as fast as it's shedding leaves, I don't mind.
It's interesting the color difference between.
I know, because I was saying like when we show this in the live sale, some of the emergent leaves look like they have a very golden, like metallic.
It almost reminded
You
me of
know?
like a Wenley. Like
Yeah.
a new Wenley leaf. Just like a bronzy.
Yeah, it really does like look quite metallic. And yours looks so dark.
I know. I don't know why. And this one grew. Oh, in my EXO. No. Yes, in my Millsbow.
That's where you took it out of today?
No. Well, now this is sitting on my shelf.
Living room shelf. Oh, okay.
But this leaf grew in the Millsbow. So it was like very warm in there
Yeah.
and lots of light. I never know which Anthurium I can hit with more light and it'll be darker because sometimes it works out that way and then some of them just bleach. I mean, I tend to put anything that has pappy in it in like lower light conditions.
Oh, I see.
But like
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
some Anthurium that I've grown where it's like right underneath the bar and
Yeah.
then it's just like a black leaf. And I would think it's like
Yeah.
the opposite.
I find like some of my velvets, well, a lot of my velvets would do that, but not Queen, not my dark Forgetty Eye, but King of Spacey and Blasted. Like the Forgetty Eyes I have that aren't dark Forgetty Eye that I have blasted with Mother Lights are went so dark compared to before.
Interesting. And that's a really strong light too.
Yep.
Huh.
Anyways,
Interesting.
okay, it's not a fair win because it probably comes down to like seed strength, seedling strength. But this one definitely grew bigger, faster. But everything that I've potted to quite a large pot in comparison to the before. Like with my anthuriums, I've been potting it up at least two sizes up. The next leaf is always a significant increase from the previous.
I like the upsize method.
Yeah,
It's scary, but it's effective.
the previous leaves are all kind of the same size, and then this is the bigger.
boom.
Yeah.
Bam.
Boom.
I'm probably
Wah.
not gonna do the upsize method for this. I'm too scared.
Really?
Yeah. She's just a finicky girl, but like this is like the most fruits I've had in like
I think
a
you
long
could do
time.
it. Especially if you're now growing it in your living room where it's gonna be drier.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, put it in like one of the 4-inch square pots. The next leaf is gonna be.
And then
like
maybe
this
like
big.
leca down at the bottom.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
need more of those square glass.
There's so many at that Dollarama on Marine.
Really?
There's so many.
Oh, we should.
And
go.
I would go today, but I'm wearing PJs. I'll only go if you wear your Christmas PJs.
I mean, they're not. I mean,
No, the top
okay,
two,
so-
bitch. The full suit.
Imagine how quickly this is gonna dry out in your living room.
I know, but you don't know her. You don't know.
You don't know her like I
You've
know
never
her.
been victimized by her before.
Okay, another Lux hybrid. This one is from Amanda. We got this as seeds. It was our tortilla slap video. I think it went up
Don't even ask me about
February.
timeline.
It's very easy to check. Dum, dum, dum,
Maybe.
dum,
I
dum,
want
dum.
chocolate.
Really?
Yeah.
I have lots of chocolate.
You do?
You like white chocolate?
Yes.
January
love
22nd is when I published our tortilla slap video where Amanda sent us a box of plants, and then in that box there was a little container of a bunch of seeds. So there was 3 seeds of Lux Ralph Lauren Port Sherman, which I feel like we gave one of the seedlings to Jing for her birthday, and I've never heard her talk.
Jing, where is it?
Jing,
Jing, Jing,
I need an
Jing.
update on it
Where is
because
it?
do you even realize you have this plant? So very recently, Amanda did a shipment of plants to like people who bought them in Canada. Went to Lauren's shop, and then we were there to help unpack them. Oh my gosh, we were like,
Dying.
we were dying because we didn't really pay much attention to our plants because we have so many Lux hybrids that we weren't really like.
I wasn't like crazy stoked about every single one. Like obviously we were grateful to have it, but to me they all kind of looked similar.
Very similar.
Like
yeah.
without the tags, I was like, I don't know who's who.
And then we saw how different. I've been talking about this hybrid so much on my channel, but I popped the photo in again. The emergent leaves are so dark and so purple. Actually, It ranges. It goes from red. There's some of them are purple.
Some even have like a blackish blue color.
Yeah, and they have like this like holographic shift. So after that, the same day I went home and I upped it from a dessert cup to this cup. So it was like several times bigger. You did it after your leaf hardened or something?
I did mine maybe like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
It wasn't, yeah. I did it very, very recently.
So I went from tree fern to tree fern soil with leca at the bottom. The roots are super happy. You did tree fern soil?
Tree fern soil too, leca down at the bottom, drainage holes.
No drainage. Same thing, but no drainage for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then the leaf that came out was quite a bit bigger after. So the leaf before is this one. Then it went to that. And now it's popping a new leaf.
Yours is fast. Mine's been growing in my, well, it was in my Mills bow and now it's in my living room.
Mine was always in my tent.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And things just grow like a mother fudger.
Heifer in there.
It really, like the next leaf after this is going to be way bigger.
This one?
Yeah. We both went from the same like dessert cup size. It's basically like, think of like a Jello shot.
It's like a part, oh here. Mine was in this, but smaller.
Yeah, small. It's narrower than that.
Yeah, so this is a 3-inch and the other parfait cup is a 2-inch. So it's like skinnier and it's just a lot smaller than this one. But it was living in there for forever. And then after that day, I was like, okay, I need to give this attention. But then it had this leaf, this one right here, that was hardening off. And it took forever. And then I kind of like forgot about it. And then by the time...
Feel how soft. That's still expanding.
Yeah,
right?
it's still expanding. I didn't do it until very recently.
How's it rooting in that mix?
I mean, it's so recent that like, I don't know. I mean, I can see some.
Yeah. And that? No, that's perlite.
Yeah. But yeah, I just literally just did that. She's brand new in here.
This is like
but
such a good
setup.
setup.
So much sooner.
Like my anthuriums have been so much happier with tree fern soil, but with a reservoir, so it's always damp. Like it never dries out. They've been like pushing out way bigger leaves and like
I mean, the
growing faster.
Leaf is huge compared to your hand. Mine's pretty skinny. Why does mine look like
I know.
a stick?
It looks like a pappy.
Why are you that way?
Like compared to your hand, it's like
Yeah, it's,
almost like the same size.
I mean, yeah. Because of the upsize, the pot upsize.
I guess like mine is quite a bit bigger than my hand.
Mine's like 2 fingers almost. Like almost.
Yeah,
as big as
almost.
my fingers.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Hand test.
Hand test. Yeah, we're not doing head tests anymore. We just do hand tests.
Yeah, there we go. It's huge. Oh my gosh.
It's massive.
I actually never realized how big it was until I got my hand next to it.
I mean, look at it with my hand. My hand's smaller.
Oh yeah, true.
Anyway, I want to say that you win this round because you have definitely been more on it than I have.
I reacted to seeing that plant like immediately. I'm like, nope, not today. I'm gonna get this plant sized up.
I didn't know I had it when it came at Nordstrom.
I know.
I'm like, oh my god, I really
want
one. I messed up. I didn't order one. And Alice is just like this.
And then we were talking about Carla's, and I was like, I got her.
Yeah. Was it that day? It was that day.
That was the day, yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. She snuck in my dream plant right under my nose.
Yep, right under your nose.
So oblivious.
It was like sitting next to you in the car. It was in my purse.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, check back maybe the next time, next to who grows it better,
Yeah.
and see who keeps growing it better.
who keeps
But
growing
honestly,
it better.
I'm going to repot this again.
Yeah, she's ready.
Yeah, into a big pot. But the problem is not only do those big pots cost more, I'm running out of space in my tent.
That's an issue I'm having too. Like there's a part of me that's just like kind of happy for like slow and steady growth. But then there's also another part of me that's like, I want to see you big. But then
I know,
it's
and like
space, you know.
With philodendrons, it's not so much of a rush. It's almost like I don't want it to happen. But with anthuriums, there's the added incentive to get it to flower and breed it and stuff. So it almost pays off to size them up really quickly.
You have like 5 philodendrons left in your collection. The next time I come over, you're not gonna have any.
No, I'm gonna have my patty until it dies, for whatever reason.
It's not gonna die. Do you like your patty more than your hetero?
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Because I thought the hetero was like our like #1 dream.
I think it's just like how the patty has like grown and like just been so
Easier for
consistent.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of hetero, it grows a little bit slower. It's not like
It's not a hard
so
plant.
difficult.
It's just, yeah, it's slower. It's to the point where you're like, am I doing something wrong? Like, how come I'm not getting any leaves? Like, the roots aren't like taking over the pot.
And it's been like not the best rooter. I have a couple of cuttings rooting actually. It actually is rooting.
Oh, nice.
There's a spider.
Where?
Above the light. Do you see that dot? It was moving. There.
Oh.
Oh. Oh. It looks like the jumping kind.
No! What if it jumps on me? Oh my god, what if it goes on the... What if it goes on the roof as it goes on the roof?
It's like Samara.
And then it like goes here and then...
People have such irrational fears about like what spiders are gonna do.
I just
like
don't
something
like
that's so
living
against
so
all their
itchy.
natural instincts.
I know, they like want to be nowhere near a human.
Yeah, and they're like, it's gonna crawl into my mouth.
Looking at me. It's literally gonna look at me.
Okay, we have one more, which is going to be a mass comparison.
Nope.
Nope, we have two more. One's a philodendron.
Yeah. See, she just doesn't care about him anymore. She doesn't care.
Whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Okay, it's big plant time.
Big
Where we can't
plant
conceal it.
time. Okay, don't get it in the frame.
Okay, don't show it. Okay, this is Dean McDowell.
Whee!
We've had
It's
this
a bean
for...
party. Who's bouncing it? Who's bouncing it? Gotta go in circles.
This is making me dizzy, just looking at the viewfinder. I'm trying to remember. Okay, so this is one that I imported in maybe 2020 or early 2021.
We imported it?
Where's yours from?
I'm trying to show the whole thing.
I know.
This is 2 plants, by the way.
Oh, no wonder.
2 plants. Yeah, I
No
combined
wonder.
them. I didn't have the heart to get rid of my second one.
The way it's growing.
Dude,
They're
don't
like
even... Yeah, look.
not really crawling.
They don't like each other. They want to be in different pots.
I'll go this way. You go that
You
way.
go that way. I know. Well, here's the thing: is where it's sitting in my house right now. The windows are behind them and to the side, so they're just like splitting the sea.
Behind them.
You know where my new shelf is? So you have like.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's like
Yeah.
trying to find the light from behind
Is
it.
it?
Yeah, because all these leaves were like really compact before. They were like all like this. And then when I
This
moved
is
it
not
there,
bad though.
It just
Mine kind of spread out too. I'm trying to show you the whole plant. This one grows in my editing room, which okay, my house is very dark, but that's my brightest room, and it's kind of far back from the window. So I actually tested the foot candles, and it was probably like it was very low. So if in the windowsill it's like 400 foot candles, it's probably like 50, 50, 60. I actually have it in the video somewhere. I don't really remember.
You know, my shelf, on a day like this, it gets like 15 to 20 foot candles.
I know, that's crazy.
It's like,
It's
how are the
crazy.
plants even alive?
Yeah.
I don't know. Who
So
knows?
where is
yeah,
yours
sorry.
from?
Where did I get my Dean? Oh, Figaro's.
Oh, that one.
Mhm.
Wait, both of them are?
Yeah, because I
Oh.
chopped it.
So mine was imported from Indonesia.
I remember that.
right?
Yeah.
So this used to grow really prolifically when I gave it a lot of like grow light action,
And
but now it's just it's really funny because like how it's like ducked down to because I don't know if you can see
the petioles
plant.
are like flat.
Yeah,
Mine
they're
are, like
super
sticking straight up.
horizontal. It's like
Yeah,
there's
just like laying
the
down.
light. You've had yours
I've had mine the longest.
2020.
Yeah. 2020.
Yeah, mine was probably late 2020, and I don't want it to grow very fast because I don't want to repot it and keep like propagating crawlers is a bit of a pain.
I hate it like that, and that's why I haven't done anything with mine because I'm just like I don't know. Are you crawling? She's just really big, but I love her. This is, for me, this is like my it girl philodendron. I think most people would think it's like the gloriosum.
Mm-hmm.
This is my it girl.
It is very satisfying to see like a puffy,
So
pillowy leaf. But mine got spider mites as
Mine too.
I think I actually feel like they're gone, eh?
Yeah, I don't see any damage or anything.
Usually they web right in the
there.
midrib.
Like you'd see it so fast.
But also like because you're looking at the leaf to see webbing,
Yeah.
so you sometimes miss it because it's like pale and it blends in. But I think it's gone. Woohoo!
I know. I feel like we both got our spider mite situation under control around the same time.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like this whole video is like a love story to predatory mites. because it really, really helped.
It would be predatory mites and that mixture
Spray.
for me, the spray, the alcohol, water. And...
For me, it was spider mite knockout. Who won it? Probably you.
I mean, I don't think anyone won because this is 2 plants. Your new leaves are bigger. I've been neglecting mine severely.
Yours probably grows faster though, because mine probably last year grew 2-3 leaves.
But both no drainage, both in pond. I have a leca reservoir down at the bottom.
I have no leca reservoir, but just my pond mixed with perlite.
You do.
Do I? Mm-hmm. I have a leca layer on the bottom. I always thought it was vaguely brown, but I never looked up close. And this is the Muji storage, I think it's called a file box.
Polypropylene file box.
File box, yeah. And it has a little hole on the side. Where is it? Here?
I think it's there.
And then I just use a clear plastic sheet cut to size to like block the water.
The lazy pole sheet. I love this guy.
It is a good one. I've never even been tempted to chuck it, prop it, or purge it, get rid of it.
Never even crossed my mind. Yeah. And if I do propagate these, they're probably gonna go back in the pot. Yeah.
You're gonna need a bucket.
I know. Yeah, I probably need to do something about this soon. I actually have to do something about all of my crawlers. I've just been ignoring it. You should see my El Guapo.
Oh shoot.
She's
She's
going places.
Well, look, my coriosum is chopped down.
I know, it looks so good now.
Well,
it was like...
the one on the left is bleached. Because when I was propagating it, I had to lift up that pot to get the new pot underneath it to for it to crawl into, and that one just was like right in front of the light. Oh,
and that's a strong light.
Who won? I think you won.
I mean,
you put way more TLC into your philodendrons.
I would call it a tie, but I digress.
Okay, so this last one is 6 plants. So if you guys watched our harmonica challenge video, this one right here, I'll link both of them in the description, but we received, was it like a month ago? It was your birthday week, wasn't it? A month and a half ago.
Yeah, it was birthday week.
So middle of October, we got a bunch of beautiful plants from Woohoo Tropicals, and we like did our harmonica tickle challenge with it. So we each brought home 6 plants, and I just want to kind of compare, since they were like kind of large seedling size when we got them, I wanted to compare what we've been doing differently and how we've been growing them. So they're all different plants, so it's not really like a true comparison, but we maybe have slight differences in how we've been potting them and where they've been living. You should, okay.
I'll show, so this is the Pat Voldemort self. Y'all,
crazy.
This is the one that I was one of the most excited for in that package.
Insane.
It's just so delicious.
If the texture, it's getting more velvety. Mm-hmm. I knew it.
It's so long and narrow. So this is the leaf. Hold on. This is the last leaf that it came with. So pretty good size jump. And I just put it, it's not even in a big pot. It's in a tiny...
You put it in a slip pot? Mm-hmm. Why?
I don't know. Oh, because it's the only size that I felt comfortable with.
Oh, wow.
But I think now that like it's really rooty, I think I'm going to get it out of there before it finds a slit.
And then get it into the medium square pot?
Yeah.
Maybe?
And then I have a little reservoir down at the bottom. So
it's so nice.
He's doing pretty, not bad at all.
Such a good lobe.
And then this is another really good one. This is the AOS Carla. The last leaf that it came with was this little dude. And I grew this guy. And it's so nice.
So nice. It's so weird to see slip pots in your hand.
I know. I thought I got rid of all of them, and then I found some, and I was like, oh, this kind of works. But this one also in a slip pot, really tiny pot, tree fern fiber. Perlite, and then obviously just catch pot. And then this one is the Forgetii X. When I opened it, I was like, this has red crystal. I just know it.
We were pretty certain.
And so now that this new leaf has come out, I'm like convinced that it's red crystal. Yeah, because I think they had sold other ones that they were calling Forgetii Red Crystal, Forgetii Red Crystal. Mm-hmm. And then when it showed up, the tag said Forgetii ? Same as yours. Yeah. I think they're just not 100% sure, but as the seedlings are growing out, because there probably were only a couple of possibilities for the pollen parent. And then yeah, same
Also
setup.
tree fern,
Tree
like
fern fiber,
tree fern for everything.
perlite, slip pot. This one hasn't like super rooted. I can see some like down here, but I think now that they've all pushed new leaves, I think I'm ready to size them up.
And all of them were in your tent when you first got them, right?
No, in my Millsbow. They've only been living in my tent for about a week.
Oh, okay. And none of these are out in ambient. Oh, but your tent's open now, right?
Yeah, it's open, but I mean it's still much warmer in there.
But not any more humid.
No, it's actually
warmer.
quite dry in there because
Right?
it's hot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you have to water it like all the time? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, like especially these small ones, like 2 times a week I have to water it.
My mix, similar but different. So I went with no drainage for some of them, drainage for some of them, but all of them are in the same mix. So basically they shipped a lot of the plants in their soil, which I've come to learn, I think, is the Promix, the high porosity mycorrhizae soil, which kind of makes sense. I use that soil as well. I really like that soil, and it has very fine perlite in it, which it was a little too dense for me. So I mixed it roughly 50-50 with tree fern and kind of coarser perlite. So in here is tree fern soil with a leca layer at the bottom, no drainage. This one is Carla Bevep, or
Yummy.
I think it's Carla Wu 1 with their Bevep or Antilacii named Oliver, which looks completely different from the Juan Grant Carla Bevep that we have. This one was the biggest leaf, or the newest leaf when I first got it, and it actually sized up quite a bit in comparison. So it looks kind of funny now because it's almost
It's like as big as
bottom.
the pot now.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get it
She's ready
into
to size up.
square pot, the medium square pot. It's so pretty though.
I know. That was
I
a good
love
size
how
jump.
minimal the veins are.
I know. What was the last
See,
leaf?
it almost has like no veins. So dark.
That was a pretty good size already,
Right?
though. They sent like really.
Yeah, they've been
sizes.
rooting really well. They've been really healthy. Like they like this mix, but also like they were healthy plants that just continued to grow right away when we first got them.
I didn't have any trouble rooting.
No
any
trouble
of
at all.
mine, acclimating, nothing.
This one was very cool. This one was one that we actually guessed correctly. So this one is Nigrolaminum GG crossed with Portier.
So dark.
It's so dark. So when we first got it, this leaf had just emerged, so it was really, really tiny. And this was the newest leaf on it that was already showing like a really flat sinus. It's so cool.
I know.
Then this one came out, like this leaf when it was like expanding was rose gold. It was so pretty.
Whoa.
Like it's so metallic and shiny, and it just popped this leaf.
I love this emergent color.
Yeah. Every leaf on this plant is doing that. I think it gets caught in the sheath, and it has this mirrored
It's like a dimple.
dimple. Yeah. The exact same thing happened on
I
this
can't
leaf.
remember which one of my Anthurium did that. I think it was one of my Pallies and then another.
Yeah, I'll show you
one.
my Pally. If you guys didn't notice earlier, this is the newest leaf. It has
Dimples.
Dimples. It's like, yeah, it is like dimples. So that one, I pretty sure give it another leaf or two and I'll be able to chop it. It's like, it's so dark. I've seen other ones they were selling and they're like black. So pretty. Also really enjoying this mix. Tree fern soil has literally never let me down. Not once. Not once. It always exceeds my expectations. Okay, and then the last one. She's just my baby.
Horses.
My Carla. Okay, so it was this leaf being the biggest one when I first got it. And I was like, it looks kind of silly in such a big pot, but I was like, just trust me. By the next leaf, the proportions will even out, and it really did. Tree fern soil, I did put leca on the bottom, even though it's in drainage. What I like to do, unless I've left it way too late, watering the soil part, I just put a bit of water in here and just like plop it back down, and only up to like where the leca ends, so it will like slowly dampen the soil above. I just am so careful with this plant. I already nicked it. I nicked the bottom of it.
Oh no.
So this was an emergent leaf that was out, and it was like next to a bunch of my little cup domes with like stumps growing inside. So I like lifted the cup and it like nicked.
No.
So the tip is gone.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
It's such a minor But
I'm
man,
happy with that size up.
yeah, that's a good size jump.
Yeah, so you're pretty much gonna get all of yours into this exact
Yeah.
pot, right? So this was obviously my favorite from the ones I acquired, but this one is yours, right? That one's like
Yeah.
hot. It's so evil looking.
I can't wait till the ears get even bigger. Like literally,
Yeah.
guys, they're like skyscrapers once
They're
they get
so,
going.
and they're like
so
tall
silly.
but skinny. So these like two pointy ears. I feel like it's very even, and especially in terms of the care. So really the only difference is that I did soil mixing with my tree fern. You went straight tree fern, and I went for slightly bigger vessels.
I actually think there is soil in mine. I don't think this is straight tree fern. I rarely ever use straight tree fern.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I think there's soil in all of these.
And maybe
And
there's soil?
perlite. I think so.
And all of our plants would have been inoculated with, well, great white always for me.
I used great white for these ones, I think. But
yeah.
I've been like topping up with either TPS or great white, whatever I'm in the
Oh,
mood for.
okay. Well, if you guys want any woohoo plants, I really highly recommend. It's usually on Wednesday, but if you have like a Wednesday evening free, and it's usually kind of late in the day, but just join their live sales, because I have seen some plants go for like ridiculously cheap on those live. This is where you get like the deals. Yeah. But if you go on the website, they're pretty much standardized prices, but sometimes they're just feeling a little
spicy.
Yeah, they'll feel a little spicy, and they'll just like, okay, starting bid $40, and then like maybe there aren't as many viewers, it doesn't bid up as much, or the people watching already have the plant, and it ends up going for a very cheap price.
Lucky.
So no real winner here, but we wanted to show
Just fun to show
a
an
difference.
update.
Yeah, and I feel like the biggest difference is like pot size and pot size pretty much. Okay, we're both so hungry. And my dogs need some attention. Oh, they're
Well,
being
now
good
they're
boys.
sleeping.
Yeah, now they're sleeping. I was so stressed.
The beginning of that video is going to be stressful.
Yeah, I don't even know what's worse, the or like claws clacking. They're both bad.
They're both distracting.
I know, and I feel like anyone with like a motherly instinct would just be like, no. Yeah, pick him up, cuddle him. Okay, well, that is all the plants. Thank you guys so much for watching. Our little Christmas video is early this year, and we don't have a lot of the things that we were able to do last year. Like our gifts aren't ready for each other. We didn't play any games, and this is probably going to be the last time we have a proper formal collab for the rest of the year, or for rest of December, just because our schedules are a little bit crazy.
Willy Wonka.
Make sure you are subscribed to Charmaine if you aren't already. I'm sure you already are, but she will be linked in the description.
Today was fun. Thank you for having me. Thank you for watching.
Now. I'm hangry. I'm so freaking hangry. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
well, have a great rest of the day, and we will see you, or I will see you, in the next one. Bye.
Do it. Okay.
You can see.
I'm literally crying. It looks so funny. The leaf looks huge. It looks huge with the hands. I mean, the
Growing faster.
freaking leaf is huge compared to your hand. Mine is small. You're supposed to keep your cool. I did so good too.
Actually,
I mean, look at it with my hand. My hand's smaller.
oh yeah, true.
It's the same size.
Literally the same.